Mia, and today I'm back with another video, and this video is going to be my second story time on my channel. Keep watching and I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's get straight into it. So, this all happened on an early Saturday morning. I had some morning classes that I needed to attend to. I decided that I would go, so my mom was like, okay, let's go. My mom was at my other house, okay? And I was like, okay, let me go. Early in that morning, normally I would take my uncle. He would normally drop me, and I would come back and home for it. And because he always drives, he's always on the road and stuff. So I was like, I would call my uncle. But that specific day, my uncle was very busy, and he didn't have anything to do. And it was such a spur in the moment that I couldn't just call him and tell him, okay, I'm gonna call. Probably he was busy or something. So I decided I'm gonna take a taxi. But this is a taxi that we always take. Like, this is a regular taxi. But that specific day, I had never seen that taxi before. And it was really awkward because I was changing in the clothing, didn't know what to do. Eventually, I got everything packed together, and I jumped in the taxi, not even realizing, what or who, I looked, yes. And my aunt said bye to me. First of all, my grandma was like, no, do you know who that is? Have you ever ridden with that taxi or anything? And I was like, I'm pretty sure so, because the car looked very familiar to one of the other taxi drivers. So I was like, oh, okay, I know who this is. My aunt was like, oh, okay, are you sure? I was like, yeah. I got in the car, and during the ride, you could practically hear bottles clanging from the back. You could hear the noises coming from, I guess, a night out before. The bottles were clanging at the back. Everything was going so fast, I didn't even know what to do. First of all, he was like, where are you going? And where I live, we speak a language called Dutch, so we were speaking it, and he spoke to me in that language. He was like, where are you going? So I was like, I'm going to school, blah, 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 the street name. I was like, oh, okay. We got there, we started driving, and then after a while, I had a 50. I didn't have any small change. So I was like, okay. He's like, how are you? He starts asking me how I am. So I'm like, I'm okay. I mean, it's normal for taxis to ask me how I am. They always do. And I always respond back, as being friendly or something like that. So we got we were driving. I took my 50 out, and I was like, do you have change? First off, he's just like, change? No, I don't have any change. We'll stop at the gas station. I was like, no, we can stop at a shop. And he was like, no, I know somewhere where we can go. I know exactly where I'm gonna go. From there, I was like, really, like, what the hell is going on? I was really scared. I was like, okay. And he was acting really weird. He kept looking at me from the mirror inside the car. It was really awkward. We got to the gasoline station, and he took my 50, and he gave 25 into gas. And he was like, I was like, okay. And he just used my cash for 25 into gas. And then when we got there, I had calculated everything because I knew how much a taxi from my house to where it was going cost. So I knew he had to give me exactly how much money he had to give me back. So we're driving, and I guess he noticed that I wasn't that a stupid person or something, that I would be like, oh, so I don't need the cash, or I don't know how much money I have. We are driving, and he's like, where are you going again? And I'm just like, I'm going to my destination. I explained to him again, and we're in the middle of the road, like on the, somewhere out there, and he's like, what? Why didn't you tell me where we're going? I didn't know that we were going here. And he starts going off on me, starts cursing me, and oh my god, it was bad. We were driving, and he just stopped in the middle of the road and starts going off on me. Cars are passing, cars are watching what's going on next door. People are probably just like, what's going on with this girl and this driver? And if people only knew that I was ready to jump out of that car, and he was like, yes, you didn't tell me, you stupid blah, 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 a bunch of nonsense. Eventually, I saw somewhere that was really familiar to where my school was. We were getting really close. I was so happy to get there because you could hear the slur, him slurring in his words from being drunk. I think he was drunk because, as I mentioned earlier, there was bottles clinging in the back. Okay, we get to the part where there's like a food place where I normally buy food and, you know, a bunch of students go. There's like a college there, and he's just like, he stops there and he sees a guy on the sidewalk, and he's just like, hey, where are you going? Want to jump inside for a ride? And I'm just like, what the F is going down here? And the dude's like literally staring at me that's on the side, and they're speaking. And I'm just patiently waiting, wanting to go to school, and he's just there, stopped his car, you know, talking, and he's on the road, and this guy is here talking. And I'm just like, please don't get in the car, please don't get in the car, because who knows where the hell you're going to carry me. I really don't want to die today. I don't want to get raped. I don't want anything bad to happen to me. I was thinking, like, what am I going to do? Same time, my aunt called me, and I guess my aunt had just had a bad feeling about this, and she was like, okay, let me call the shop. I called her, and I was speaking to her, and he kept looking at me like, why are you speaking to your aunt? You know that type of look, like, why are you speaking? Get off the phone. So I was like, okay, and I spoke to my aunt, and I was like, yeah, but I couldn't really tell her anything because I didn't want him to, like, you know, be like, who are you talking to? Stop talking, or grab away my phone or something like that. So I was like, he kept talking to the guy, and I was like, when are we gonna go to school? I just kept thinking that. But because I had the good thoughts in my mind, like, yes, I'm gonna reach, I don't care what it is, even if I have to jump out of the car here and walk, I will be going, and I will leave this guy. So eventually the guy says, no, I don't want to go along with you guys. I don't need a ride. I'm okay. I'm just gonna wait for the bus. I'm just like, thank you, Lord, because who knows if he had jumped inside, what would have happened to me? I was scared. I was shaking in my boots, child. So then we I was driving. We were driving. So I was driving. Anyhow, we were driving, and then he was like, he kept moving, and then he finally reached to my destination, and he was like, after harassing me and taking my cash away from me and using it on gas without me saying yes or no. Need I remind you, I told him we were going to stop at the shop so that I can change it. And he was like, no, I know somewhere. I can change it for you. And he took my money and he paid it into gas. This guy thought because I look so sweet to everyone, or because the way I am, you know, he could take control of me. It was really a weird taxi driver because nothing like this has ever happened to me. So I was shook, you know. He had his doors locked and his windows were black. So even if anything was going on inside the car, people would have never known because it was me inside the car. I tried to dial my aunt called me, like I said earlier. And I was speaking to her, and he was, like, staring at me. He was probably just, like, get off the phone. Why are you on the phone? And he, like, kept looking at me, and he was like, so how are you? And a bunch of nonsense he started asking me, and I was like, I'm good. But I just really wanted to reach the school. Now that he's done speaking to the guy, as I said, we're driving, and he's driving really slow, like if he doesn't want to go, and I'm just like, please go into the street that I want to go. I don't want to, you know, I was really scared, and we get in front of my school, and I'm just like, here, because I was so happy that I saw my school gates, and he's like, oh, okay, do you need me to come pick you up after? I was like, after? I'm never riding with you again. That's what I wanted to say, but I knew I was still inside the car, and I didn't want anything to happen to me, so I was like, no, I have arranged something, someone's gonna put me home. When I had known in my head that I had no way how I was getting home, I was just gonna call another taxi that I know of. But I'd rather not tell him, yes, come back for me, because I had already had a bad experience, so to go and let this dude drive me back again would have been my worst mistake, you know. So I got inside and I explained to everyone. It was such a in the moment that I didn't even know. It happened all so quickly. Oh my god, it was really awkward. Anyhow, I'm just here to alert you guys and let you guys know on, you know, when you're in these type of situations, you should never be stupid or anything, or never let them think that they can take advantage of you. Something that I did that was really stupid was I didn't call my aunt, or I didn't call anyone or tell anyone what was going on. I just stayed inside the car and, you know, allowed the nonsense to happen. But because I was so persistent to think that I was getting to school, I guess I reached and I really didn't, you know, I wasn't laughing or anything. I just had a serious face because I didn't want him to think that I was okay with the way he was acting or the way he was behaving. I wasn't. I was really scared, and, you know. So, yeah, when you're in these type of situations, always make sure to inform someone because you never know what could be going down, you know. So, yeah, that's my video for this week. I'm going to be uploading much more often now. I know I told you guys I would be getting a new camera, but I don't know. I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen. Maybe after Christmas or something like that, I will get a new camera and the video quality will be much better. Hopefully it will, but please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Okay, bye guys.